So next we're going to go through, there's many names of this, but we just call it the Pluto or the Frank Mir. Frank Mir did it, you know, Pete Williams back in the UFC. Okay, so we're right here. We're going to go off of from standing first, and the guy, a good wrestler, underhooks you and stuff. So they come here and they're underhooking and they're grabbing so that they can hit their takedowns and stuff. So maybe we were pummeling and we were in over under, and he underhooks right here. Okay, so that's where we are. So we're over under, and then this guy underhooks here, right there. Okay, so that he can get double unders or whatever. Okay, or he's just grabbing the shoulder right here, or even if he's not that committed, it's not that big of a deal because we can make them commit. Okay, so he's underhooked right here. Okay, so we're over under, or he's right here and he's got his control in his position. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show this in a couple different ways. The guard version is very complicated, so we're going to start with just this right here. Okay, so we're right here. Our goal is, you know, he's got the control, and with the control here, he's going to have, it's going to be very hard for me to hit this technique. So what I have to do first is I have to make him shift, okay, so that I can get the inside control. Because if he's there, it's going to be kind of hard, okay? But it really doesn't matter, because if I do the technique properly, I can get it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap here, and here's my different grips, okay? The first one is I'm wrist control, or I'm controlling his arm somewhat, and I'm going to wrap, and I'm going to go to the rear naked choke type grip, okay? Second one is I could be here, 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 off that, okay? The second one is I'm going to go gable grip, okay? So first one, okay, is I'm wrist controlling, and I'm going to shoot this in deep right here, right? I just want to be right here, right across the elbow, here, okay? That's grip number one, okay? Grip number two is here, okay? If we had a gi and stuff, we'd have a lot more grips. We'll get into that later, gripping the gi and all that stuff, or gripping their gi, okay? So here, so we'd be right here. This guy's gonna take me down, hit me with a single, all that stuff. So I'm here, okay? So I create a little bit of space, I wrap it up, and I trap it, okay? From here, okay, I can finish it from standing, and there are a lot of takedowns and stuff, but we'll just focus on the first one of going to like the guard type position and finishing it. Okay, as I'm sitting now, as when you're first starting to do this technique, be very nice to your partner because you can blow their shoulder out, and then so do it loose when you first start. Okay, so what I do is I have the guys do this like, so grab, okay? So just right here, lock it up. Then they come on the other side, and then I'm here, locking it up, okay? If I try to finish it from here, this isn't obviously my finishing position, but this is just getting the drill of locking this up, okay? So the next part of this, my most common way to finish it for the submission is as I'm sitting to my guard, I go feet into the hips. So I pull him in, and I got my angle right here or here. Okay, because I could hit it here, kick his foot out here, take him over backwards. I can take him this way, down. There's a lot of takedowns off of this type position. But the most common for just starting is just go nice and slow. I'm not putting a lot of pressure. I might not even be locked up when I'm first starting, because if I fall hard to my back and this guy's shoulder is extended, I'm going to hurt him. So if I fell here and his arm was locked out, I could blow his shoulder out. So I'm doing it real loose so that the guy I can get used to doing the technique, and once I get better, then I can speed it up. Okay, so this may be the scenario. We'll go a little bit faster. Okay, so he underhooked, maybe we're working here, boom, and I sit. See how I fall at the angle, okay? Now we're going to go into the ground version. I always like to do the standing version because once you get to the ground, hitting that and getting the arm in the right position is very complicated. So I like to start with the standing so that you can just at least get the concept of the technique. Okay, so where I got really good at this is from having bad knees, I started playing a modified half guard. I would play half guard with a butterfly hook, okay? And what I would do is I would sit up and I would be here getting ready to sweep, and once I got here, if the guy didn't stop me, I would sweep him. So he would take and he would underhook me to push me back flat, to flatten me out so that he could pass my guard. So the drill I like to do with the guys is start half guard, sit up. You could be butterfly hook in or out. Okay, it doesn't matter. I sit up, he underhooks me, I hit the technique, okay? And then I'm going to go over the details. I'm just going to do this a couple times, okay? Okay, so the details, very important details. As I underhook him, if he doesn't stop me, I'm going to sweep him. I could take him that way, or I could take him over backwards, okay? From here, he underhooks me. As I lock up, okay, this foot has to come out from underneath. Because if I try to do this and do not pull that out, this guy's just going to pass my guard. There's not going to be anything to stop him, okay? I'm going to do a double shrimp crawl, okay? As I go and I hit this foot, even if it was a butterfly hook out, comes out and goes onto the hip. The first part of this, I shoot my hips out and then I come back in, okay? That's why I call it the double shrimp crawl, because I shrimp out so that I can clear the elbow. Because when I first start, a lot of times I'm in too deep. So I shoot my hip out to get past the elbow, and then I come back in to finish the submission. So I'm here, here. So here I go, out, in. It's very fast. And that's where the angle comes. That reversed shrimp motion coming back in is where the submission's going to come. Okay, so I underhook right here. He underhooks me. I go feet, come back in. Okay, so let's just do it a couple times from this angle. Okay, so one last time. I'm half guard. I don't lock down and do all that stuff because I don't like to be there, especially for MMA, because I'm going to get punched in the face. Okay, and I'm underhooking and I'm already at this angle. Okay, I might have started right here and I worked up, I built up, and I'm going to sweep. He grabs me. See, I already let go of this. I let go of it, bring it here. This is very important. This foot comes onto the hip and it tucks tight to that shoulder there. Okay? It tucks, just relax your arm. Okay, it tucks tight and it's tight right here and it's pinching because this is keeping this arm from coming back. Okay? The Pluto Series, this key lock series, it's kind of like a Chinese finger trap. If you try to rip your arm out, it's going to make it worse. Okay? So if he tries to rip and pull his arm out that way, it's going to blow out your shoulder and your elbow. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to punch back into it and bring your arm around. Okay? So punch into it and then bring it around this way. Yeah. So here, he puts me in it. Here, if I pull out this way, it's just going to pop my shoulder. So from here, like that. And then I got to bring it around fast because I'll use this series. If you do that, I will take your back from there. Okay, so if you go slow, here, okay, so if he goes slow with it, punch, brings it around, look where he is. He's going to get his back taken right here. Okay, so he's got to punch through and bring it around fast. And then come back and kind of square up the guard and all that stuff. Okay, so now we're going to do the guard version of this. The reason why I do the guard last is it's the closed guard version, because it's very complicated. And it's that double shrimp crawl is very complicated, okay? The mistake that most people make on these type of moves is they don't have a proper overhook, okay? So they're like, well, I'm good into the head. I'm good controlling here. But if my arm is flat right here, so a good overhook, especially from a guard type position, is I don't want my overhook to be flat like this. I want my overhook to run sky to ground, okay? And I want it deep up in their shoulder and their armpit. If I get my overhook to this type of position, it's going to be very hard for them to rip their arm out. So I could attack, triangles, kimuras, whatever I want off of this overhook, but I got to get a proper overhook, okay? So I don't want my overhook to be like this, because they'll just rip out, just pull out, okay? It doesn't matter if I even put so much force, because it ain't even the gable grip or this grip is not what's holding them in, it's my angle. So I'm going to turn my body, this is blocking, and I go here, okay? Now from here, so I went from close guard, I'm right here, I hit my ankle, okay? This hand is in the monkey grip, and I can go, I cup the back, and a lot of times I'll put my knee to the inside right here, okay? So from here, I'm going to shrimp out. I go shrimp, come back in. Okay, so one flowing motion. I get a good overhook. I'm here. I go. Okay. So let me just do the shrimp crawl a few times. I won't turn your arm in, but I just want to do the shrimp crawl so you can see that I'm here to here. That's that motion. Coming out to occupy the space. I have to clear the elbow. That's the mistake that a lot of people make, is they don't clear the elbow to get the arm to come back in. Is I have to shoot my body out enough to get that arm to turn. Because if you don't turn it, it will not. If you don't go past the elbow, you won't be able to turn it. And it will turn more into a straight lock, which is good. It will turn more into like that type of a lock, a straight arm lock, opposed to a bent Americana type lock. Okay, so I'm here, overhook, hit my angle, go past, and I hit that. And I'm coming back. Okay, so I'm overhooked, cupping right here, because you got to figure there's a good possibility we're doing MMA and we're getting punched in the face. So I'm cupping here, and I'm controlling here. If this guy goes to try to punch me, I have great control. Right here. See, that's the motion. Sorry. Right there. Okay. So now I'm going to start closed. I hook, I go past, and then bring it back. Okay? You got to drill that motion a lot to get it to get the arm to turn like that. So I go past, and then all I'm doing is shooting my arm in deeper. Okay? Now my finishing from here. Finish number 1, finish 2, finish 3, here. Okay? Now from here, variations. Okay, finish number 1. I'm going to come here and I shoot my hips out to create space, and then I'm going to shoot this through. I don't want to shoot, I like it with my heel running and my leg running like that, and I come and I lock it up like this, opposed to being really deep in. I don't like that as much because now I'm losing my pressure. I won't be able to get there because of my angle. So it's really hard, okay? So I'm right here, I'm here, here, and I lock up and I'm right there, okay? So I'm finishing the triangle, plus if I just put a little bit of a back pressure, it will finish the submission. Number 2 is I'm here, I shoot my hip out a little bit, and I come and I catch him right here, and I bring him over. Okay? And then I'm just finishing in a rotating type position, finishing the arm lock. Okay? So I'm here, I shoot out, I get the lock, and then I'm just going to turn and rotate my hip, and I catch him, and I hook him. Okay? If I control these arms on the way over, I could be here, and I'm controlling right here. So another variation is I'll come here, I shoot, then I come and I catch. And I'll catch it right there and I'll lock it up like a near side triangle. And I'm finishing the triangle plus the arm lock. So I come here, I take my foot off the hip, here, and I just kick the back of his head, and I come through and I lock it up. Maybe I lose that, and then I come here and I hit this straight lock here.